Yesterday, SEC Media Days began for the first time in Tampa, Florida, the unofficial kickoff to the college football season, and we are there. SuperTalk Mississippi has you covered from SEC Football Media Days, the biggest event of the offseason. Coverage brought to you in part by Pearl River Resort, Cannon Motors, Mississippi Farm Bureau, and Trustmark Bank. And up bright and early, though he is in the Eastern time zone, but still bright and early, Brian Hadad joins us from Tampa this morning. Good morning, my friend.
How are you? How are you, my friend? Good to see you.
It is nice to see you as well. Yesterday, things got started. One of the interesting stories, and a story that has a tie to the state of Mississippi, is that of Ahmad Hardy, one of the best running backs in all of college football, who had an incredible season a year ago. The former Lawrence County star was shot in the leg back in May, and Eli Drinkwitz, the Missouri coach, had a bit of an update. What did you learn yesterday about Ahmad Hardy and his recovery?
I'm trying to remember exactly how Drinkwitz phrased it. He said he's cleared for rehabilitation is how I think he put it. So it's not cleared to play. If the season started tomorrow, he couldn't play. But he is clear to go about his rehab and go about whatever he needs to do to get ready to play. So, from a local perspective, Mississippi State sees Missouri in week 4. I don't know. I think that's up in the air if Ahmad Hardy will be a part of that. It's interesting that Missouri brought another running back. They brought their second-string running back, Jamal Roberts, who they are very high on. But that maybe tells you something about what they're expecting for the season for Ahmad Hardy.
His numbers are staggering. When you look at what he did as a freshman at ULM and then last year at Missouri, he is 89 yards short going into his junior year of 3,000 career rushing yards and has made it to the end zone 29 times. It's really special stuff.
Well, I mean, Eli Drinkwitz knows running backs because he got Ahmad Hardy to come to Missouri, and he had Kewan Lacey at Missouri. And so he could have had an unbelievable attack there. But, yeah, he's really, really good. And hopefully, for college football's sake, he'll be healthy and good to go because he is an outstanding college football player. We want to see him up here. We're gonna swerve here for a second here. I want to tell you something.
Oh, tell it.
You're missed. People are coming up today have been asking me, where's Richard? Why isn't Richard here? And then when I tell them what you're doing, they're like, he did what? He wants to talk about what? Your friend Catherine is sitting right next to me right now, Commissioner of the SEC. Lean in here. There, she gave you a wave there. I got the Commissioner of the SEC over here. We'll talk to him later today. But everybody is like, where's Richard? So I want to let you know that.
I appreciate that very much. I think it was 15 years in a row. I was trying to think. Obviously, 2020 didn't happen, but going back to at least 2008, had been there or 2010. I don't know.
Yeah.
I miss it though.
Yeah.
And hey, you guys did a great job yesterday. The content, by the way, if you missed any of it, you can catch clips of different interviews on the Sports Talk Mississippi X feed. It's at Sports Talk MISS. And you can go back and listen to the full interviews at supertalk.fm and through the podcast.
And, of course, on our TikTok feed, Instagram feeds, we got it all. Yeah, we actually got a head coach sit down with us yesterday. We got Will Stein to sit down. I thought that was just out of nowhere, Richard. Like he's standing right here at the table next to us, our friend Dan Matthews. And his SIDs are like, is he all booked up or could he slide over? And she just looked at me and she goes, no, he could slide over. He can do some time with you. I was like,
Great.
Yeah,
no, it was good. Interesting conversation. I heard a rumor that some of the content of Greg Sankey's address to the media yesterday was not necessarily what gets you all warm and tingly on side and, really makes your clock tick. But there is this undercurrent in college football of all that is changing. Your stance through the years has been just get us to the games.
Yeah.
And to a large degree, I agree with you on that. Is there anything that Greg Sankey said yesterday that really stood out for you?
I think the I don't know if disapproval or disgruntledness, if that's a word, with the current status. And when we talked to Rich Clark yesterday, the executive director of the College Football Playoff Committee, I basically asked him, I was like, look, man, we were 2 years into this project. The games are great. I feel like the best teams are winning. We're getting what we wanted out of this. Why are we so fast to change? Why are we so in such a hurry to change what appears to be working in the right direction? And we all know the real answer to that is money. But, even Sankey said in his address that they were not happy with some of the conversations they had with the playoff committee. And basically, from what I can gather from talking to Rich, was they presented him with a bunch of math, and they were like, these are the numbers. And they were like, we don't like these numbers. And you know how that goes. You're covering politics. They make the numbers say whatever you want nowadays. So my thought process is we're in for another year with 12. Next year there probably is going to be a change. Will it be 16? Will it be 24? You've got Eli Drinkwitz getting up there and talking about the 9 games and how the coaches don't want that, and they feel like they were told one thing and something else happened. So, I don't know if shaky is the right word, but right now there seems to be some undercurrent of disapproval among a lot of things happening in the SEC.
So going to a 9-game conference schedule in what most consider to be the most difficult league, the Southeastern Conference in all of college football, but without a guarantee that the committee is going to look at a 9-game SEC schedule and kind of give the league teams credit for doing that, right?
Correct. And Borky talks about it all the time. It's like when you change from a 8-game to a 9-game, you gave yourself as a conference 8 more losses, right? Because you replaced games against Conference USA teams and Sun Belt teams. No offense to any USM fans that are listening, but you replaced those games with another SEC game. And for a team like Mississippi State, they replaced a game with Troy with a game against Alabama. They have 5 home games this year in the conference. They would normally have 4. So pick one of their 4 home games, and that's who they're playing instead of a Sun Belt team, a Conference USA team, a MAC team, whatever. That's going to make it difficult. Not everybody – I think people forget about that. And this is why I don't think the Super League will ever happen, Richard, because in a Super League, somebody is going to go 3-9. Well, in the Super League, is that Georgia? Is that Texas? Who went 3-9 when you're playing all the top teams? So that's why I don't think it'll ever occur. So yes, to answer your question, I think that is a big hot button issue that the SEC. I think they swung and missed. If we're being honest,
you have teams that you follow, and your general disposition has been, I care about my team. I don't really care about the rest of Major League Baseball. You love the San Francisco Giants. Right. You follow the Lakers. You're not necessarily locked in on the entire NBA.
Correct.
But your stance with college football has been different than that. That's love correct. College football beyond just loving Mississippi State. So as a consumer of college football, not as a fan of Mississippi State, I would think that you would love the idea of 9 SEC games. How do you balance those two?
So you're correct. As a fan of Mississippi State, I don't like it at all because it took a win off a team that desperately needs wins, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you're correct in that I got 9 better games, right? I got better college football to watch. I'm absolutely in favor of that. It's the same thing with the playoff. I'm a huge hypocrite. I don't really want a 24-team playoff, but am I going to be locked into every single game? And talking to Rich Clark yesterday, he says, hey, if we add another round, it will be on campus. So now I've got another round of on-campus playoff games. I live for that, man. I'll be locked into every snap. So,
all right, so when is the interview with Rich Clark coming?
It was yesterday.
Okay, so it was live on the show. Okay.
It was live on the show. You can go back and find it on all of our SuperTalk social media channels.
I feel like what you just said is something that has been assumed, but it has not been widely reported or has been official. Rich Clark saying that a second round of on-campus games would occur with the playoff expansion? The
way Borky phrased the question was, is there a thirst for that? And Rich Clark said there is an insatiable thirst for another round of on-campus games. So if I believe if they go to 24 or if they go to 16 and they have to do an extra round, there will be on-campus games and more on-campus games, which is the best college football can be, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Could not agree with you more on that front. What's on tap for today?
We've got a lot of interviews lined up for today. A lot of our friends, Cole Cubelic's going to join us. J.D. PicKell is going to join us. The Commissioner of the SEC, Greg Sankey, will join us later today. It's a full day. We're going to be rocking and rolling all day long. So check us out, Sports Talk Mississippi, starting at 3 Central, 4 Eastern.
Ole Miss will be tomorrow.
Mississippi State on Thursday. Okay. Along with this Kiffin guy I keep hearing about. He'll be on Thursday, too.
He, even though he's not there.
Your twin brother.
Has grabbed a bunch of storylines. Thank you for your time this morning. Appreciate you getting up and being with us.
Anytime, buddy.
Brian Hadad, co-host of Sports Talk Mississippi and the host of the Thunder and Lightning podcast and Thunder and Lightning live on the radio that you can hear on Wednesday nights from 6 until 7. Sports Talk Mississippi from SEC Media Days presented by Pearl River Resort, Cannon Motors, Mississippi Farm Bureau, and Trustmark Bank.